I am, in essence, their lunch teacher. So by feeding them well and telling them the story about how their food comes to them and who these people are that are making their food and inviting people in to eat with them, I'm fostering their sense of community where they then become emphatic and accountable and, stewards of our world. And that's what the job is.
In a time when school lunch programs are being threatened, some might wonder what the future holds for our children's nutrition. There are visionaries making some positive change, and one of these people is Jenny DeVivo. She's the executive chef / food service director at the West Tisbury School on Martha's Vineyard, an island with a bustling tourist population, where the locals still have to find ways to prosper during the cold winter months. Today, we're hearing her story and learning more about how her program operates.
Yeah, walking into the cafeteria at the West Tisbury School is this cultural experience.
She is a force to be reckoned with in so many ways.
When it comes to the food that is served here, they're up for anything because the food looks good. And when the food looks good, the kids want to eat it.
This was your brainchild?
Mm-hmm. So I eliminated what I called the mall mentality, where a kid would walk in and know that they could get a hamburger, a hot dog, a hot lunch, a salad bar, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so it's simple. I wanted it to be semi-mission driven in the fact that I knew that we could source locally a lot because there were incredible programs on the island already in place. So I believed that fostering real relationships with people like farmers and fishermen and local food purveyors, it was going to enable me to really dial in how I wanted to serve the food to these children. I'm only one person, and then I have two other ladies that work with me in the kitchen. We do 500 plus meals a day, scratch cooked every single day. It is achievable. Teaming with the farmers first and foremost, I discovered that there was a program on island called Island Grown Gleaning, which is run out of Island Grown Initiative.
So Island Grown Initiative is a nonprofit on Martha's Vineyard, and we work towards building a regenerative and equitable food system for the community here. One of our core programs is Island Grown Schools, our Farm to School program, and Jenny's been involved from the beginning. The great thing about Farm to School is that it helps kids both have experience with growing food themselves in their school garden, and we also take them on farm field trips so they get to meet the farmers that grow their food that then people like Jenny, who work in the cafeterias, buy from those farmers. So then when it's on the school menu, they've had experience with that food already in a few different avenues.
They've purchased this farm. It's called the Farm Hub. It is astounding what they've been able to do.
And do you love to go there and smell the produce and taste it?
It's one of my favorite things to do because, as I said, fostering real relationships with my farmers is integral because they know what I want, then I get to know what they have. It really sort of gives me a sense of like priority and ownership for what I'm taking and buying, and I feel as if I owe them the trip because they're taking the time to put their hands in the soil and grow these amazing foods for me. So visiting them really educates me on seasons and smells and tastes, and it inspires me to do better.
So say today, what was on the menu at the school today?
Today we did local turkey shawarma or falafel, served on a warmed flatbread with a beautiful Greek salad that contained some fresh herbs, romaine lettuce, feta cheese, tomatoes, cucumbers. We made like a really nice, light, bright lemony vinaigrette to go with that. And then we did a local yogurt mixed berry smoothie.
That's not the everyday thing you see at a school, is it?
No, I would say it's not, but what's really fun is that it's becoming the norm here. And in that fact, it's actually becoming the norm for these kids at home.
What's on tomorrow's menu?
Tomorrow's Fish Friday.
The kids don't know what it is?
Nope.
It's Catch of the Day?
Yeah. I have a beautiful poster that I keep up in the cafeteria with a big question mark in it. So every day of the week they see this question mark and they're like, what's the fish? And then I unveil the fish when it arrives. So it'll either arrive on the Thursday or the Friday morning. So for instance, we just got our delivery today and we have incredible locally caught pollock. And I make it fun because with reds, they include this thing called a QR label and it's traceability. So I can find out who the fisherman is. Tell these kids the story. So they know who the fisherman is. They know how it was caught, where it was caught. So while they're eating, they get to hear the story of their fish. And it's become this really great sort of enthusiastic way to get the kids to continue to eat. So they're invested. And we're doing our world famous, well, school famous, buttercracker crumbs. So think a really nice buttercracker that we crumble, toss in some butter and some herbs, coat the fish with that and bake it in the oven. And then we have some incredible winter squash that we sourced from our friends at Island Grown Initiative that we're gonna roast up and steam a little broccoli with that. And then they get a piece of fresh fruit and a glass of milk, and then they go back to class and they become world leaders.
So tell us about Red's Best.
What it is a wholesale fish company that specializes in small boat fishermen and really sourcing what the ocean provides.
Getting younger people to eat seafood, getting them to appreciate the health benefits, the taste, how, I think people these days are in touch with how food makes them feel. What enables this program with Jenny and all these other schools that we work with is their flexibility in what they get. When we're working with local fishermen, we're buying their entire catch. There'll be a misalignment of supply and demand, right? So you'll have a fish that's in very high supply, but not in demand that day. We know that we can take the supply of what they actually caught, and it's creating consumers for us, right? And Red's Best is set up to feed them.
He promises me weekly a white flaky fish. So I develop a rotation of say 4 or 5 menu or recipes that I can use with any of these fish. And these kids, if it's white and flaky, the omega-3 content is huge, it's easy to cook with, and it's cheap. And then we also like to do taste tests. And we source some incredible large local oysters from Katama Bay. We are gonna roast them in the oven, and we're gonna douse them with some beautiful turmeric garlic butter, and I tell you that the kids will gobble these up. These will be the first to go. Yes.
Roasted oysters at a school.
At a school.
In a garlic turmeric butter. And you have a lovely salad bar.
We decided really quickly that we had the time and it was going to be very cost effective for us to scratch cook the salad.
What a tremendous lunch for the children.
I've been pleasantly surprised at how some of the more exotic sounding meals tend to get a very popular degree of sign up.
Just when the children pick up that tray, well, they can see something that is sometimes familiar, but then there's something else that she's thrown in there. Just yesterday, I had a student who said, "I like this spice." Do you know what spice it was? Mango curry aioli.
That keeps it fun for us, and it also makes it interesting for the kids.
We're on Martha's Vineyard. There's so many celebrities, as we know, live here. Everybody thinks everybody's so wealthy, but that's not true.
No, it's not the case at all. I mean, definitely we're a beautiful, beautiful island, but only for a few months. I mean, albeit 2 months out of the year. After that, they leave behind working class people who are struggling to make a living, who are struggling to get food on the table. We have a 40% free and reduced rate here at the school. And for some kids, the school breakfast and school lunch that they get here is their only meal.
Because everybody's going to say, there's no way my school can do this. But you work under those guidelines and those budgets. Is that for the whole of Massachusetts, those? Or
It's nationally. I'm under the National School Lunch Program's umbrella.
Do you think a blueprint's the way to go?
I think it's really important. Every day is designated. So take Mondays. Monday's a pasta day. Tuesday, some kind of Mexican influence things, whether it's tacos, enchiladas, quesadillas, burritos. Wednesday, pizza day, scratch cooked. Thursday is a lunch day, so we think, like today we did shawarmas, falafels, we do meatloaf, we do wings, we do sandwiches and soup. And then Friday we do our fish. Then what we do is we deal with the seasons, like with Island Grown Initiative. So it's just following what we do for the past several years, documenting and then formulating into a sort of how-to. I'm a big believer in starting off small, so make one small change. And then once you're successful at that small change, that is an incentive and a catalyst for them to make more changes. Look at your lunch program and look what you're doing and what small change could you implement. Is it going to your local farmer or your local supermarket and asking them, hey, Mr. Grossler man, your bananas are going a little brown. Can I have all your brown bananas, peel them, put them in the freezer, and use them for smoothies? That's the start of a gleaning program. My saying is, think outside the lunchbox. It's really easy, and it's fun, and it's rewarding, and I leave this school every single day exhausted, but more fulfilled knowing that my kids are happy. Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd find that fulfillment?
No.
You don't?
No. Do I have dishpan hands? Do I have a few varicose veins? Am I a little older than I was yesterday? Yes. But these kids deserve what I do.
I really enjoyed getting to know you more today. You have that energy to make people want to be a better person, you know, and I think that's what this journey's about.
Thank you.
Is giving.
Giving.
And you receive so much.
It's powerful.
It is powerful.
It's really powerful. When you give, you get so much back in return.
You do.
And it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with health.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much, Hon, for everything.
Thanks. Thank you so much for coming.
I think Jenny should be a worldwide cook.
It's like we're walking into something really, really good.
I've cooked in the kitchen. We made fish, and we would put all the spices on the fish. It was really fun.
Jenny has made a tremendous impact on her local community. Her passion and purpose in creating healthy breakfasts and lunch for the kids is contagious. But this revolution takes more than just Jenny. It takes you, me, parents, educators, community leaders and government officials to make all the necessary changes for this to succeed and have a better future. As Jenny said, maybe we just need to think outside the lunchbox.